Hello guys, this is me, BioFreak117. Now, today in the custom Bionicle Tips series, this is episode 2. I will be showing you how to, let's see, in the first episode I taught you how to attach Bionicle armor to Hero Factory limbs. We're going to do something different. We're going to do customizing Bionicle parts today, and we're going to do it with painting. So there's a few ways that I paint things. First way is solid color. This was a silver mask, which I lightly sanded and then spray painted. Right now it has 2 layers. It needs a third because some of the paint kind of scraped off in the back, if you can see that. So yeah, but the only reason I sanded it, paint sticks better, works best with thicker paint. This is really thin paint. I would not recommend glossy spray paint. It does not work well with these parts. It works better with less detailed parts because the paint won't be thick. So yeah. Now if you want to do that's if you want to color an entire mask. If you only want to color part of the mask, I recommend using tape. I used duct tape for this one. It did not work. The paint kind of ran into the this reptile part. I only tried to paint like the metal part on this Kongu and Nika. However, this is rubber, so it doesn't really, as you can see it. Yeah, it doesn't really, the paint won't. See, that got scraped out. The paint does not hold better as good, and especially not if you like squeeze it like I just did, because that kind of knocked off a lot of the paint. But this will have to be sanded and repainted. I'd sand it a little bit more, maybe use thicker colors, but rubber does not work the greatest for painting. So, which I learned the hard way. But if you want to do like a label on a Picari, then I'd recommend just using some masking tape, and then, because it does not hold better as good as duct tape, but duct tape is thicker, and it doesn't exactly, it kind of, the paint will cause like the edges to kind of bend up. But if you use like masking tape, it's really thin, so it'll, not because it's thin, but it's built slightly differently than duct tape, so that the paint won't get in through the edges. Yeah. So these have all been spray painted. However, you can also use a Sharpie. I think I will go back with Sharpie on this. Sharpie works good if you're coloring in a crevice, because then it won't smear off. Now, the only other paint that you can really use for Bionicle mask is acrylic. Now, if you're gonna use acrylic, I would not color the whole mask unless you're doing infection like this. This is an infected mask. It's the cow, but I cut out the little visor thing. So that first I spray painted it. With most infection, you decide first what the original color of the mask is going to be. I decided that the original color of this mask would be black, so I spray painted the whole thing black. As you can see on this side, it's still pretty much entirely black. And then I went through with acrylic. You do not need to color the whole thing with acrylic, but since it's infection, it works better if you color the whole thing. However, it does not work for works for detailing, but not in crevices, because the paint will it's a little bit thicker and chunkier. So if you're coloring a whole mask with one color, then do not use acrylic paint. But that if it's infection and you're using multiple colors, then you can use acrylic. That's really the only time acrylic will work. So thanks for watching. The next episode of this series will probably be out in at least a month. So subscribe, comment, like, whatever. So next episode will probably be about something that's not involving customizing a part. I will hopefully by then find something that involves attaching a piece to another piece or something, like I did with the Bionicle Hero Factory. So subscribe, comment, like, whatever, and goodbye.